relatively recently, there has been a resolution on a problem along these lines of the whole scamming and trying to rip off. These have been more scamming. Most of these have been scamming people trying to get to Disney World. And one, really, was about people who were there already. And here's another one where people were trying to rip off Disney and the fellow guests. There was a situation where you could get a disability access card if you had issues where you were handicapped in some fashion or whatever. And so people were using this to give other people front of line access. And there was people booking trips either through this handicapped person or through a third party who was putting them together. And people who could afford this were renting this handicapped person, essentially, to use as the ultimate fast pass, basically. But renting a handicapped person to get front of line access is about as scummy as you can get. They put those systems in place to help those people and their families.
The legitimately disabled.
Yeah, the people who actually, and that's the other thing, is the other half of the problem is anyone their uncle was just getting it for anything and everything, and then selling it off or renting it off or whatever else. Meanwhile, you know, a real legitimate person was just getting mixed in, and everyone else who wasn't buying into the system were just watching these people walk on up. You know, they'd have 10, 20, 30 people with them, with this one person who may or may not have actually been handicapped going to the front of the line. Recently, Disney has cracked down on this system tremendously, and they've put very strict guidelines into what qualifies, and they even go so far as to put it, instead of you going and getting a regular card, it's now something that can be integrated at Disney World anyways into your room key or onto your Magic Band system.
Well, that's good. That
so that it's built right onto the Magic Band. You don't have to worry about anything else. So on top of it being
so that's why the
strict,
outcry has decreased, because I know when they first changed it, I was hearing all kinds of comments online
because they changed
angry
the card
people
system.
that they had gotten rid of the card, but then it's kind of it just sort of petered out. People didn't seem to be upset about it
because now you
anymore.
can get right on your Magic Band.
Yeah, so it's actually more convenient for
you don't have to carry anything extra.
people who are legitimately disabled.
It's built right on. They also have it limited, I believe, to 4 or 5 people per person, per
Magic Band.
per disability access.
Right. So in other words, if you had 2 disabled people in your party, you'd have like 10 total people.
Something like that. And the point is you're supposed to be your immediate family with you, and that's it. It's not supposed to be for your friends, your uncles, and you know your great aunt Lucy that you've never met before, or some Joe that wants to hang out with you.
Everybody wants to go to the front of the line.
Yeah. So on the coattails of this is something that was actually posted in the Orlando Centennial. You know how hard it is to get a dining reservation. Yeah. It can be difficult. Well, as the Orlando Centennial put it, if you can't book a dining reservation, there are some websites that offer help for a price. One of them is called Disney Dining Buddy. There's Disney Dining Scout and a few other ones. Disney Dining this and that, which their goal, a lot of them are for a fee, although it's much lower, will help you find these reservations you're seeking. You tell them when and where you want to go. And then they'll just put feelers out, and when a reservation comes available, they'll let you know. And then you can go about on your own way to go and book it. Kind of similar to Expedia. But there's this other site called Diz Dining Agent. And what they ended up doing is you go to their website, you pay them a fee, they book a reservation in an assumed name, and then meet with you over chat room, essentially, or instant message, give you the information for that reservation that you've paid for, and then you go about using it. Before I go too much further into it, for those of you who don't know how regular dining works, I went on the website.
Yeah.
You put in the date, you put in how many, and you put in what time slot you want. And it lists all the things available. And I put one in. I wanted to check how far out you could do. For regular dinner reservations, it's 180 days or 6 months, period. Doesn't matter who you are. All you do is you look up the time, you click on it, and then it makes you log in to their website, which anyone with an email address, you can just log it in, and then you say who all's going, and then you gotta give them your credit card information and confirm it. Oops. And then once you confirm it, there's nothing charged on your credit card. That's just to guarantee it. If you don't show up, they charge you like $10. And you get up to the night before to cancel it. So, you know, it's good there. You don't have to put all the members. You have to put one name, obviously. But beyond that, you don't have to put any other people who's coming.
But you have to tell them how many are coming, right?
You have to say the number, but you don't have to put all their names. You can just put your name and leave the rest blank, and it won't ask you any questions. But if you go to their website, which is pretty bland looking, if I might say, right on their website there's a heading here that they want you to click on that says, read important information about your ADRs, or advanced dining reservations, which are there. This is their where they're telling you what their versions are. There's 2 tiers. There is the lower price tier and the higher price tier. The lower price tier, what I like to call catch and release, where they will book it. You pay them $6, $8, $10, whatever it is, and then they contact you, give you a message on the computer, and they're like, okay, are you ready? They'll hit the cancel button, say go, and then you have to go and fetch it.
So you have to hope that you can log in quick enough after they say, okay, it's released. You log in quickly and try to get that exact reservation.
That time slot.
But if somebody else is sitting on the computer at the same time and happens to enter the same date and time, they could end up with your reservation. Mm-hmm. You just paid $8 for it.
Yep, and they don't refund. They tell you right up front, not guaranteed. I mean, how could it be? The other version costs like $16 to $20, which is a, as they quote it, guaranteed reservation, which is the one that I was talking about, where they book it and then they give you the name and email address they use to book the reservation, and then give you access to that account on the Disney webpage to then go in, add your parties to it, and use it.
Now, I know you did some, because I had some questions for you when you first brought this up, and you went and researched further.
Yeah, I did.
Because I was like, how is that, wait, how's that possible? You're going to have the reservation, it's going to be in your name, but I'm going to show up and you're not going to be there. How's that going to work?
So, they even bring this up on here. It's funny because they give you access to the website account, and you can go back onto that account once you've created a thing and edit it all you want. You can't take the primary name off, or supposedly. They say on there, oh, you can't change the primary name on it, even Disney can't. Well, after I went through and made a reservation, afterwards I went to the Disney Disney Dining Reservations FAQ page, and there's a button so you can contact them. And I contacted them directly and talked to a wonderful lady named Carol Brook, and she told me exactly the information. I asked, I made a reservation for 4 people. I'm not going to be able to make it, but the rest of my party will be able to. Will this be in any way an issue? She says, not an issue. The count is kind of important, but if you can't make it, that's fine. And I was like, well, what if they decide to take someone in my place? Could we, could that work? Or, maybe could we even change my name to someone else's on the reservation? And she's like, yeah, here's the phone number. Call up the Disney Dining Reservation people. They will change it, no questions asked. Supposedly, not even Disney can change the name it's reserved under.
Yeah. That right there would have rung the alarm bells for me. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, yeah, you're overselling, dude, because I'm pretty sure Disney can do anything they dang well please. I'm pretty sure they can change their own reservations.
Yeah, I love this. I was reading, and there was a couple of lines when I was reading it that just
really stood out to you.
Yeah, they were worth making bold so I could read them again. One of them specifically states, "When you pay the service fee, we agree on a meeting time and meet with you in real-time chat window." I don't know.
It sounds a lot like meet me in the parking lot of Pack and Save, and I'll be in a red car, and
Yeah. And then you read on further in the same paragraph, it goes, "To date, we have had 100% success in transferring ADRs." Which I know isn't true because everyone that's reported on it
so it didn't work.
yeah, has said that there's been numerous issues with people not getting it at all.
See, here's the thing. You're paying $8 or $16, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get a reservation that you can get for free. Mm-hmm. How badly do you want this reservation? Okay, that would be like us trying to get the Le Cellier, which we've never been able to get. Okay, so maybe if you really wanted to go to Le Cellier, and you'd be willing to pay $16 to probably get the reservation that you want. So you're adding $16 onto what you're already paying, which is already expensive for dinner. You gotta really want it. It's
like a $16 surcharge.
Cinderella's Castle or something like that. Okay, maybe.
But yeah, that's and then this is it continues like I said, and on the guaranteed one it says that they send you the information. They'll send you the account email that they use, the phone email and password that they use to create an account, and the name that they use. Continuing on, it says later, when you check in at the restaurant, you'll check in under the name they gave you, which they put John Doe. If you're checking in at a restaurant under John Doe...
No, this is what I picture. I picture the lady comes out, she says, John Doe family, and 16 families then.
Also, to just help point out how much of a red flag this whole thing is, it says on here specifically, "We do not suggest linking this My Disney Experience account to any other My Disney Experience accounts you have. This account should be considered a spare or throwaway account."
And I really look at this as just being a way to clutter up the reservation system. It's hard enough as it is. Now you've got people, this company, buying batches of reservations and then canceling them or transferring them to someone else.
I mean, it gets even worse. Also, you can change your regular non-guaranteed ADR into a guaranteed one, paying them extra money, obviously. And you have to put the... I love this. You put it in the comment box that you want to upgrade. And then they will then give you the name, but nothing else. They'll give you a photocopy of the confirmation number and the name they used.
So I'm assuming that the value is that they have reservations on tap that you otherwise can't get.
That's the point. That's their whole selling feature. And you look at their website. I put in the September. This is September 8th. I'm looking. They have 5 on here.
Yeah, they've got Le Cellier.
They got Le Cellier. Look at that. September 16th. 5:30. Party of 4. 4 o'clock. Party of 4. Party of 5. 8 o'clock. All kinds of different things. And one of the things that stands out, besides how bland the website looks, take a quick peek at the logos they're using.
Yeah, those are... We got to put those up on the screen for folks.
I understand.
You see that? That's the sci-fi one there.
I understand that they don't want to use the official Disney ones for obvious reasons. They're writing in the darkest gray of areas, so they don't want to put that extra step. But at least put ones that don't look like garbage, in my opinion.
I could do better than that. That sci-fi one is sad.
Yeah, and they're all the white boxes around them all.
The Alcatraz one doesn't look too bad.
It looks okay. That's probably the closest they could find to a font that fits. I mean, they couldn't even find a sci-fi looking font to use.
Yeah, there are better fonts than
It's all in all horrible. I clicked on one just to see how it goes.
That's not even a Mickey font. You can get Mickey font for free online.
Yeah, I mean, it's just horrible.
I'm just saying, you know, if you're going to do it. Has Disney made any statement about this yet?
So far, they've not made any official statements as far as to crack down specifically on this. Obviously, they're aware of this. They have been made aware of this. And they're looking into it, but it's still internal
You
at the
know,
moment.
they never made any statement about the disabilities cheats either. They just suddenly one day changed the system. They didn't say anything about it. People were saying things about it. All the various comment boards were saying things about it. There were a couple of news stories about it, but Disney never made any statement about it, as far as I'm aware, ever made any statement about it until they changed the policy.
Yeah, and I don't know that they will ever make an official statement.
And they never said why they changed the policy. They just changed the policy.
But here's my problem. They changed the policy.
Yes.
When they change the policy for the dining plan, it's not if, they will, to crack down on this problem. It's going to be that much harder to get the reservations we want, when we want, how we want. You're going to have to pay for the whole dinner when you first check into it or something. I don't know. You have to scan in your ID card and give it to them. I don't know. But it's gonna. They might have to say that you'll have to have a ticket
I would
or
say,
something.
yeah, you would have to probably enter either your annual pass, seasonal pass, or whatever number, or your reservation number for your hotel and your tickets. You know.
Yeah. But it would make it that much worse if you're local, because then.
Or they're going to limit the number of reservations that any individual can make.
Yeah, I think that the more likely problem is they're going to try to crack down on how many a person can do, or a certain computer or IP address or something like that can use at a time.
What was wrong with the idea of alerting people when a reservation became available? I mean, you can make money doing that. Right?
Yeah, and there's several websites that do.
Yeah, as you said.
And you know that works well. There's at least 5 that I know of that do that, and it's like $1 to $3.
But I honestly can't get into the head of someone who's paying $8 to $12 to have someone make a reservation. It's not that doggone hard. I mean, now you can do it on your phone and stuff, so you could be anywhere. You could be waiting in the line at the DMV. You could be at work, on your lunch break, or whatever. And okay, let me try again, see if I can get that reservation I wanted before.
But if you ever have any questions about how the reservation system works or anything of that nature, there's multiple sources to go to. Places like Disboards,
yeah.
which is a good one, and nothing related to Diz Dining Agent. Just in case you were wondering, because they have the same first 3 letters, but it's not the same. But they have 2 different pages on their help center that specifically target Disney dining information for the reservations. They have the regular reservations page, which gives you all kinds of information. And then there's also their specific FAQ section, which answers specific questions like why they use a credit card when you make a reservation.
Okay, so that's 2 grumpy people.
That was our 2 grumpy people P.S.A. on scams, flim-flams, shams, all that good stuff.
Scams, rip-offs, jive, BS.
The important thing to know is try to look for the information from other sources to see what's legit versus what's not.
Right.
If it's only posted in one place and it sounds too good to be true, or it sounds like it might be a little off or a little odd, look it up. Do a Google search. Do a search through the BBB. Whatever you need to do. Go look on Disney's website. Go look on whatever. Even if this stuff isn't Disney, this kind of stuff can happen at any park.
But my bottom line recommendation for people is to think about it in terms of, if it's a good deal, it's probably coming from Disney. No one's going to offer you better deals than the company itself.
Not usually.
Think about it. How are they going to get a better price than the people who are providing the service? They have to have their markup too, or they're not making money. So if they're offering you tickets cheaper than Disney, unless they're like a corporation that got like a big, bulk purchase discount, like AAA, KOA, Good Sam, the military, someone like that who,
AARP,
a large, reputable organization.
Yeah.
Not some local travel agent or
not some website.
certainly not someone advertising on eBay or Craigslist.
Yeah.
Not someone in a podunk little shack with a hand-printed sign on it. Yeah. And online, you have to use all the same techniques to spot the fakers that you would use for any other reason. Don't give away your credit card number to people just because they call or just because they say they needed to guarantee something. And never purchase anything from anyone who won't take a credit card.
Yes.
So that's my bottom line information. The money that you think you're saving will actually cost you more in the long run. So this is two grumpy people reminding you, please don't hold the bad charities against the good ones. And
join us next time when we talk about something.
Something else, hopefully not something this depressing again. Now we gotta come up with all them pictures and edit that stuff. I'm so fuzzy!
Fuzzy Wuzzy was the bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had the hair. And the whole delay, and it's backwards, it's weird. And we're recording ourselves looking like stupid people.
It's hilarious.